Everyone in this room is inspired by you. Who are you inspired by?
Well, Kanye West, obviously. That's what you said.
It is not very hard to see why this crowd would laugh when Elon Musk said that he was inspired by Kanye West. I mean, Elon Musk is this genius that founded PayPal and brought Tesla to life. We're talking about the guy that started his own space agency and literally brought down the cost of rocket launch to $62 million. Kanye West, on the other hand, has been caught up in controversies that doesn't exactly portray him as a good role model over the years.
George Bush doesn't care about black people. Hear about slavery for 400 years? For 400 years? That sounds like a choice.
But what the crowd didn't know is that the Tesla CEO meant it when he said he was inspired by Kanye West. Kanye West was named one of Time magazine's 100 most influential people. For each of the 100 people on the list, a prominent public figure writes an explanation for why that person deserves the honor. For Kanye West, Elon Musk wrote this. Kanye West will be the first person to tell you he belongs to this list. The dude doesn't believe in false modesty, and he shouldn't. He performed his first single with his jaw wired shut, and he fought for his place in a cultural pantheon with a purpose. In his debut album over a decade ago, Kanye issued what amounted to a social critic. We rappers is role models. We rap, we don't think. But Kanye does think, constantly, about everything, and he wants everybody else to do the same. Kanye West was born on the 8th of June, 1977 in Atlanta, Georgia. His father, Ray, was a photojournalist for the Atlanta Journal newspaper and was also politically active in the Black Panthers. He later became a Christian counselor. West's mother was a teacher who became a professor of English at the Chicago State University and eventually her son's manager before she died at the age of 58 from heart disease and cosmetic surgery in 2007. Ray and Donda divorced amicably when West was 3. After that, he was raised on Chicago's middle-class South Shore neighborhood by his mother and spent summers with his father. At the age of 10, West moved for a year with Donda to China, where she taught as a part of a university exchange program. He was the only foreign student in his class. After returning to Chicago, West was drawn to the South Side's hip-hop scene.
Chicago what? Chicago what? Chicago, hey yo, if you owe me money, what? I take it. Yo, it's the Lakeshore Drive, keep it live, tight raw. You better hurry up, they can't keep it in the store.
Kanye West graduated from Polaris High School and won a scholarship to study at Chicago's American Academy of Arts, but later dropped out of college altogether to pursue music. After spending time producing for local artists, West developed a signature style called Chipmunk Soul. He then moved to New York in 2001. Here he got his big break handling the production for Jay-Z's track, This Can't Be Life. The following year, he cemented his reputation by producing 4 songs on Jay-Z's The Blueprint album, which was widely regarded as one of the greatest rap albums of all time. From there, Kanye West went on to produce for other talents, including the rappers Mos Def, Talib Kweli, and Ludacris. He also produced for the singers Alicia Keys and Beyonce.
Walking
Up until this time, Kanye West had already made a name for himself as a producer, but West was not content to be a backroom player. He wanted to be the headline act, but nobody took him seriously. In fact, the first time Kanye West asked the folks at Rockefeller Records to let him rap, there was an uncomfortable silence. You see, by that time, Kanye West had already produced hits for Rockefeller, and he was being praised as a producer, but in 2002, the idea that someone like Kanye West could be a successful rapper was just absurd. Jay-Z had this to say about him. It was obvious we were not from the same place or cut from the same cloth. We all grew up street guys who had to do whatever we had to do to get by, and then there is Kanye, who to my knowledge has never hustled a day in his life. I didn't see how it could work. By this time, I'm sure you're probably thinking that it's just Damon Dash, Jay-Z, and Rockefeller that didn't take Kanye West seriously. Nothing could be further from the truth. Nobody was convinced that Kanye West could be a rapper. Executives at record companies large and small failed to reconcile Kanye West's appearance and demeanor with their expectation of what a rapper should be. And this is not because they had any ill intentions towards him, they just had no idea how to market him. Kanye West had this to say about the whole thing. It was a strike against me that I didn't wear baggy jeans and jerseys, and that I never hustled, never sold drugs. But for me to have the opportunity to stand in front of a bunch of executives and present myself, I had to hustle in my own way. I can't tell you how frustrating it was that they didn't get that. No joke, I'd leave meetings crying all the time. In the end, Damon Dash reluctantly signed Kanye West to Rockefeller Records just to make sure that he didn't lose him as a producer. Just 2 weeks after signing a deal with Rockefeller Records, Kanye West drove home working late at a California recording studio on the 23rd of October 2002. He fell asleep at the wheels and crashed his car into an oncoming vehicle. The driver of the other car broke both of his legs while Kanye shattered his jaw. But Kanye West didn't let his near-death experience hold him back from his new opportunity. 2 weeks after the accident, he wrote his hit single Through the Wire and recorded it with his mouth still wired shut, and the rest is history.
And the Grammy goes to the college dropout, Kanye West.
When I had my accident, I found out at that moment, nothing in life is promised except death. Right now is my time and my moment, thanks to the fans, thanks to the accident, thanks to God, thanks to Rockefeller, Jay-Z, Dame Dash, G, my mother, Rhyme Fest, everyone that's helped me. And I plan to celebrate. I plan to celebrate and scream and pop champagne every chance I get, because I'm at the Grammys, baby. Everybody wants to know what I would do if I didn't win. I guess we'll never know.
Kanye West not only made it big as a hip-hop artist, but he also influenced other artists from the Kid Cudis to the Childish Gambinos.
What do you think about him and like his last album and everything going on in his life right now?
I always thought he was a genius. I love Kanye. I think he's like the best. Not even just like on music level, because I try not to just be like he's a musician or like he's a rapper or like that, because I think that holds people back. I think he's one of like a prophet. He's like he makes people like want to be better, to be better and work harder and push all of us forward. And I think it's kind of sad that people don't let him do what he wants to do, because I think he could help us a lot.
Kanye West is a man that doesn't understand the meaning of the word impossible. If he sets his mind to accomplish something, he always finds his way to accomplish it regardless of what the world thinks. He dropped out of college to pursue music and became a producer. When he wanted to become a rapper, everybody wrote him off, but he proved them all wrong. He went into fashion looking to make a name for himself and stopped at nothing less than what he wanted. You see, Kanye West knows how to defy all odds and get what he wants. He shocked the world when he went from being deep in debt to being a billionaire. In 2014, Kanye West had a net worth of $30 million according to Forbes. But in 2016, Kanye West tweeted that he was $53 million in debt. He even asked Facebook founder Mark Zuckerberg to invest $1 billion in Kanye West ideas. Fast forward to the time of recording this video and his net worth is estimated to be $1.8 billion according to Forbes. Mark Zuckerberg didn't come to Kanye's rescue, so how did he do it? How did he manage to creep out of the hole of such a massive debt and skyrocket himself into being a billionaire? So by 2013, Kanye West was already a global superstar and he had become an icon in hip-hop culture. On top of that, he built a 9-figure footwear and apparel company called Yeezy. The Yeezy brand released a total of 3 sneaker types in conjunction with Nike. So as the sale of the Yeezy collection at Nike started to explode, Kanye naturally felt that he wanted a royalty on all Yeezy shoes sold. Nike said no, pointing to the fact that Michael Jordan was the only athlete getting a royalty. Instead, they offered to put a small percentage towards a charity of his choice, but Kanye said no to that. The Kanye West and Nike relationship didn't grow any better. In fact, it worsened, and I think that they made Kanye West so angry that during one of his rants on stage, Kanye West began dragging them in auto-tune.
Red October! How many of y'all waiting for the red Yeezy? You know what they told me? Fuck Nike! You know what they told me? Fuck Nike! Fuck Nike! When I asked them when the Yeezys come out, you know what they told me? They said, we ain't sure. You know what they told my nigga who owned the store down here? You know what they told my homie?
As his bad relationship with Nike dragged out, Adidas invited Kanye West and his representative to come to the company headquarters in Germany. They offered him a deal he couldn't say no to. He got to keep 100% ownership in Yeezys, making Adidas the exclusive producer, marketer, and distributor of all Yeezy shoes. In addition to the already juicy deal, he will be given 15% royalty on all wholesale plus a yearly marketing fee. Considering that Michael Jordan is rumored to get closer to a 5% royalty fee, the offer was unprecedented. Kanye West accepted the deal and became an Adidas partner. Officially debuting in February 2015, the collaboration did a reported $1.5 billion in sales during 2019. For context, the Jordan brand does a reported $3 billion in annual sales for Nike. The Yeezy brand still has room to grow considering that Kanye's relationship with Adidas started in 2015 compared to Michael Jordan, who signed his deal with Nike in 1984. Kanye West ventured into music, he became successful as a producer, but he didn't stop there. He pursued his dream to become a hip-hop superstar, and even though the odds were stacked up against him, he kept pushing hard and didn't stop until he secured a deal. He had an accident 2 weeks after signing the deal, but 2 weeks after the accident, Kanye West was back in the booth to record his hit single Through the Wire with his jaw still wide shut. He didn't let the pain stop him. When he started his shoe company and Nike wouldn't give him royalty, he didn't just settle. Adidas seized the opportunity, and in the process, Kanye West got what he wanted. Kanye West has been very controversial over the years, but even in his craziness, he still continues to inspire.
Hey, good morning, Kanye.
Shut the